Hey guys, so short little intro before the video starts. This video is mainly like a preparation stage before the actual painting. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how I prep these little wooden squares with gesso, and then how I later transferred my sketch onto these little guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, there will be another video on how I actually did the painting part. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
In order to get these little squares ready for painting, it was very important for me to add a couple layers of gesso, not only to get a smooth surface, but to make sure that the wood wasn't sucking up all my acrylic paint. So I ended up adding about 3 layers of gesso, and I made sure to build it up gradually and alternated the direction I painted in with each layer. I do this so I make sure I end up with a really nice, smooth, and even finish. So this was the before. Obviously, wood is very porous, and of course it has a certain texture to it. And this is the after, a much smoother finish and not as porous. And now I have a nice white backdrop to start on. My next step was transferring over my sketch to the actual wood panel. Using a colored pencil, I traced my sketch on one side of the transfer paper. Then on the opposite side of the transfer paper, I just traced the sketch with a regular pencil. It doesn't really matter what pencil you use, you just want to make sure you get enough graphite on it. So as you can see here, I'm just tracing over my design. I'm not doing too much detail in the actual sketch or tracing itself because I want to do that in the painting stage. So I don't really care if some things get a little bit lost in the transfer process. If that is something that you care about, I would suggest taking a little bit more time. But like I said, that was not a priority for me. So once I was done with the graphite, I placed the graphite side onto the actual wood block, and I started tracing over it with a colored pencil just so I could see where I had already traced. You just want to make sure you're applying a good amount of pressure, and again, always checking. I would recommend actually taping it down instead of holding it like I was, just because your hand can move. But because of the way I had set up my transfer paper, I didn't mind holding it, and I've practiced enough where I'm comfortable enough to not move my hand while doing this. And of course, before you actually remove your transfer paper, always just give it a quick check to make sure that everything transferred okay. That way you don't have to worry about matching up the lines later. So this is the final product of all three together. Like I said, it's not a perfect transfer, but I did not need it to be. I just wanted the general shapes in so I can start painting and blocking in colors.